Your Excellency, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of our Armed Forces, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, leaders from government, led by our PSs, captains of industry, and may I recognize the CEOs of all listed companies. If you could kindly be upstanding, all the listed companies, the CEOs. We have the CEOs of most of our listed companies, Safaricom, Centum, Stanbic, EABL, Corp Bank, Dr. Kimngatich, Jubilee, James Mwangi from Equity Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a distinguished honor to welcome you once again to the Nairobi Securities Exchange for the bell ringing of the listing of the Lindsay Sukuk on the NSE and quoted security platform. Before I proceed, Mr. President, let me thank you for the measures you have taken to stabilize the country over the last 2 weeks. It has been said by Colin Powell, a famous American, that capital is a coward. And indeed it is a coward. And the measures you've taken to stabilize the country over the last 2 weeks will certainly see the resurgence of the formation of capital through the NSE. And your presence here today is significant, and it is a clear testament of your continued commitment to support the growth of our domestic capital markets and to enable further contribute to economic development in our country. Mr. President, deeper and more efficient equity and debt markets provide an efficient way of mobilizing domestic resources and international capital, complementing traditional financing sources through fostering risk and long-term investments. As the NSE, we have made investments in broadening our offerings, developing a wide range of diverse products, working with many partners like the CPF and others, enabling issuers to raise capital and investors to build portfolios using globally acceptable financial securities and investment tools. Today we are again demonstrating our capability and the depth of our market through the listing of the first Sharia-compliant product, opening a new avenue for raising capital for government and for the private sector. This is therefore a very special day for us. On the recovery, Mr. President, as I had mentioned earlier, and as our Chief Executive mentioned, our market has posted extremely strong performance. And apart from being the best, as he has said, in the world, a few months ago in Kasane, in Botswana, we were also rated as the most innovative exchange in the continent of Africa by ASER, where traditional equities have been floundering, like in South Africa, in Cairo, and in the major markets. We have spent many, many hours developing new products and coming to market with them and actually diversifying our offering and giving investors greater opportunities. Mr. President, during your first visit, you committed your government support to revitalize the market. This was driven by your strong belief on the critical role that domestic capital markets play in accelerating economic growth and development through availing long-term and competitive capital for businesses and for government. At the core of the support was the adoption of a structured, time-sensitive privatization program that will enhance Kenya's appeal and attractiveness to foreign and local investors. This approach aligns with your vision for the country, which aims to create more diverse and a sustainable economy, generate new job opportunities, and enhance overall productivity. Privatization of state-owned enterprises will attract foreign and local capital investment, bring in capital and expertise, improve governance, and contribute to Kenya's long-term economic stability and development. And for companies to be privatized, we believe this will lead to enhanced efficiency, innovation, and competitiveness. And these enterprises will benefit from better management practices and focus more on profitability and customer satisfaction. We are pleased, therefore, Mr. President, that there is a policy direction that will further facilitate the privatization of government companies, and we are glad that the further sell-downs that you have approved of the following companies: Stanbic Holdings, Liberty Kenya Holdings, Ever Ready, Kenya East Africa, Portland Cement, NSC, and Housing Finance will go a long way in stimulating market activity. However, sir, I think in the holding room we mentioned to you what we would really like to see come to the market. The government still holds very many substantial enterprises. And we believe if you gave us the one we requested, you will see a major upturn in this market. This divestiture of the companies will provide an avenue also for the redistribution of wealth envisioned by the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The proposed privatization through an NSE will mark a decisive point in broadening Kenya's appeal to international investors and equally enhance the depth of our equity market and spillover effect on the overall financial sector of the country. Your Excellency, we are also working to build a serious domestic investor base. With partners like Safaricom, we are coming up with tools and ways to get people at the bottom of the economic pyramid to participate in market trading. To this end, we have launched SocoPlay, an automated platform that will enable Kenyans trade various securities using virtual capital and real-time data from the automated trading platform. We would like to take this even to the curriculum of schools to see that we can actually get as many Kenyans participating in investments from a very early age. We believe that the adoption of this model will set the foundation for the development of direct market access and for Kenyans to be trained on how to trade and avoid challenges from the more vulnerable and also allowing them to appreciate the dynamics of market activity. As I conclude, Mr. President, I take this opportunity to extend our gratitude and appreciation to you for honoring the entire capital market ecosystem by attending this event and coming here 4 times, a record 4 times in the last 2.5 years. We look forward to serving the country through the provision of efficient capital markets as part of our contribution to national development. We'd like to reiterate our support to the government and its policy direction to accelerate economic growth in the country. In conclusion, Mr. President, let me just say that you have been accused of very many things, including traveling too much. But we have come from a roadshow in London, in New York, and in Addis Ababa. The sentiment and the confidence in the country and its macros is clear to tell by the reaction of the investors who are bringing their capital to Kenya. And your trips have helped in a big way to position Kenya internationally. And for that, we appreciate that. And I'll say, don't stop traveling, continue to position Kenya where it needs to be positioned. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. And at this point, allow me to now welcome the chairman, CMA, Mr. Yugas Mohammed, who will be followed by Dr. Chris Kipto, the Principal Secretary for Treasury, who will in turn invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of Defense Forces, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, our PSS, Chairman Kitoni, and the NSC CEO, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, the market has spoken, and when the market speaks, ours is the referee function, and therefore we just say congratulations to the market, because